Hey guys, this is Scott from SamCart. Thanks so much for joining us. We're here live with Jim Grandstaff. Jim is a good friend of ours. I actually had the pleasure of working with him for a long time. Also a SamCart user, which is why we're here. And Jim is just going to tell us a little bit about his experience with SamCart and all that good stuff. So James, why don't you just give him the quick rundown of who you are, what you do, and what you use SamCart for? What are you selling at the current time?
Right. Yeah. Well, I basically use SamCart to manage like my Facebook consulting business. And it makes it really, really simple. I just basically have one order page, a real simple funnel, and I just bring people on board through SamCart because it integrates super quick and easy with Stripe was my biggest. I know you were going to ask me about like what, my favorite feature or whatever, the biggest, great thing about it. And really it's the fact that, with Stripe, the integration of Stripe, we just get paid within like 2 days.
Right.
So it's like, as soon as it come in, we're getting paid really, really fast, which is, the biggest thing for me. Cause I've used, like other systems like ClickBank where it takes like, 14 days or whatever before you, get paid. You
Right.
have to wait like 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And then there's been issues with PayPal. So, I mainly just use it for my Facebook consulting stuff. I did have a funnel put together, or I do have a funnel put together. I haven't really driven traffic to it in a while, but it just sells a $10 report on the front end. And then I have 2 upsells. So each like customer that comes in the door, each $10 customer ends up being, I think it's like $58 is what that customer is worth right off the bat without any of the, without any of the consulting or any of that type of stuff.
And that's just because you're using upsells inside of SamCart. You're taking a $10 customer and turning them into $58 in sales on average.
Immediately, yeah. And then my big back end is the Facebook consulting stuff. So that's why I brought that up to begin with. But yeah, I mean, the funnels, if for anyone that's looking to run like funnels where they're going to do like a tripwire and have multiple upsells immediately after, the initial purchase, dude, SamCart makes it so easy. I mean, the split testing feature alone, you can literally split test 2 different funnels to see which one is going to bring in, more money on that initial front end. So
awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
right.
So James, I mean, you're a guy who's been around online for a long time. You've used a bunch of other tools. What kind of headaches and things did you have kind of before using something like SamCart? You've already touched on things like PayPal shutting you down, right? Or ClickBank, get your money very soon, things like that. Clearly, you're using SamCart, you're using Upsells, you're integrated with other tools. What about SamCart is solving headaches, and what other tools were kind of giving you headaches that make SamCart so appealing?
Right. Well, the biggest one, I'm going to go back to ClickBank because that's one that I mainly started with years ago when I first got online, because ClickBank's been around forever.
Right.
It was the fact that you had to, you could create a product, but you couldn't customize anything. And then everything had to go through this really long approval process.
Right.
Whereas now, SamCart, you just design, it's like you have total freedom and there's nobody, hounding you down for, inspecting every little thing that you do. So to me, that's the biggest thing, the fact that we can create products kind of on the fly. Mm-hmm. And then another cool one, and I don't know if this is really, it's just one small feature within SamCart, but I loved it. You could actually, if you were on the phone with somebody, this works great. In my business, I'm on the phone. So I take a deposit for my business. They basically pay me a deposit to get me on the phone. And if they become a client, if we're a good fit, I can log right into SamCart and actually just add an order or add a product to their order. So without having to get them to fill out anything, there's no credit card. It basically just charges their existing credit card right then and there on the fly. So that's great for like over the phone call or over the phone sales.
Yeah, especially in the model that you're in, right? With coaching clients and things like that. That's something you're clearly doing a lot of. So no, that's a favorite feature of ours too. Definitely like that one a lot. So cool, awesome. So talk to me about upsells. You say you're using upsells now. SamCart making upsells, one of the things that we take a lot of pride in is making upsells is really easy. Doesn't require a lot of tech work that some other tools, did require. Can you speak any to that? Using upsells in SamCart versus other tools that you've used?
Yeah, again, the same thing. It's just super easy to set up, and the statistics where you just click on the stats tab and it shows you exactly what that funnel is converting at. It shows you how many people are taking the first upsell, how many are taking the second, third, fourth upsell, however many you have. And then the fact that it automatically like calculates what that customer is worth for each of the individual upsell products. So then you just add them up and boom, there you go. There's your initial, I call it the initial customer value.
Right.
But again, I've only really had experience with, well, for one, with PayPal, you can't do one-click upsells.
Right. Yeah.
As far as I know. I've heard other horror stories about like one shopping cart. There's a whole bunch of other tools where it's a little more challenging. And then with ClickBank, again, I haven't used ClickBank in a while, but when I was using it, that's why I came to SamCart, because it's just so much easier. Again, there's this approval process, and just the interface was complicated and clunky. So you just didn't even really know how to set it up. And it didn't show, like there was no way to test it, to go through the process and see what the pages looked like. Whereas in SamCart, you have that preview page, so you know exactly what the upsell page is going to look like for your customer.
Right.
And that's a big thing with me. I like to know what the user is going to go through. I want to see the steps and experience what they're going to experience.
Right.
And SamCart makes that pretty easy too.
Awesome. Excellent. So another one of the things people, when they're watching videos like this, right, they want to hear, okay, so how exactly are you using SamCart? In the sense of, you had already mentioned you're currently integrated with Stripe for payment processing. What other tools do you have integrated into your SamCart account? And does SamCart help you get more out of those tools?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, Aweber is the big one. I use Aweber for my autoresponder service. So another huge feature of SamCart is the fact that you can segregate or segment people that come in at various different products. So someone opts into my list and they're on, list A. Then when they become a customer, they're taken off of list A and they're added to list B, which is the customer list. Mm-hmm. And the reason that's super important, and SamCart makes it super easy, you don't want people getting emails for a product that they already purchased.
Right.
As soon as they buy, they're added to the customer list. If they buy the next upsell, I take them off that list, and whatever product they purchase, they get added to that list.
Right.
So the list segmentation is just super easy. But Aweber is just super simple, and segmentation is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that something, I know Aweber, obviously, we're longtime Aweber users ourselves. Is that something that you found tough to do, to keep everything perfectly segmented and move people around Aweber lists before using SamCart?
Oh, it was nearly impossible. Again, before SamCart, I had a similar setup, but then people would email me and go, dude, you keep emailing me, or they would unsubscribe from my list and they would say why they unsubscribed. And the reason they're unsubscribing is, I already bought this thing and you keep hitting me up. You keep asking me to buy this product that I already own. You need to get your stuff figured out.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. 8 emails from guys, saying, learn email segmentation. And it's not always that easy when you're first starting out. Yeah. If you're a one-man show, one-woman show, and you have just a few products or whatever, it's just super easy and to get everything segmented.
Awesome. Very cool. Great. Yeah, I guess so. The last question we'll ask is, there are people who are watching this video or thinking about trying out SamCart. If there's one big thing that SamCart's probably help you solve, or one thing that you would like to say to people who are thinking about trying out SamCart, kind of what is it? One piece of advice, anything like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of it. I'll just kind of restate what I said. Just the fact that email segmentation is huge. Getting paid in 2 days through Stripe is huge. Before I used ClickBank, and if you're doing any kind of paid advertising, the problem that I had with, let's say, ClickBank was you're not getting paid for 2 weeks. So if you're spending, like when you first start a new product or a new funnel or whatever, you need to have like 14 days worth of cash flow. And in my case, we were spending, $200 to $300 a day on ads. Yeah, we were breaking even. We were getting the sales at the beginning, but we weren't getting the cash in the bank. So we had to have like 2 weeks worth of cash flow.
Right.
Just, and then finally, so if you don't have, $5,000 in cash flow laying around, paid advertising was, a challenge for me. Mm-hmm. So with Stripe, or with SamCart and Stripe, you're getting paid in a couple of days. So definitely Stripe. The integration of Aweber for me was just, a godsend. That thing is just, I was getting so much email before, literally, hate email. So yeah, those two for sure. And then just the fact that you can set up products on the fly, the fact that you can add a product to someone's existing order, so you don't have to get them to give you the credit card again. And finally, let's say just the fact that you can, the checkout pages, you can, and I think you can customize the checkout pages now, correct?
Yeah, a lot more. Yep.
Okay, right. Yep. So that's huge too. And really just those four things.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. No, it's going to be super helpful. So any guys watching this video, James, if there's somewhere that they could reach out to you or find, if somebody's interested in Facebook consulting, right, where could they go and find you?
Yeah, they can just go to my blog at jamesgrandstaff.com. They'll find all sorts of case studies on clients that I've helped. And then there's a little link at the top that says work with me. and we can set up a call, and I can see if we're a good fit to work together.
All right, sounds good. Well, James, appreciate the glowing recommendation of SamCart. For any of you guys watching this right now, head over to samcart.com if you guys want to start a 14-day trial and see what James is talking about. And a bunch of these other guys are sitting here raving about SamCart 4. So thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.